Tropical Storm Erin has formed in the Atlantic Ocean. Tropical Storm Erin has formed in the Atlantic Ocean. Tropical Storm Erin formed in the Atlantic Ocean on Monday, and experts predict it could become a hurricane as early as this week. Atlantic awaiting the impact of the elements. Erin turns into a hurricane. Tropical Storm Erin intensifies. Hurricane forecast off U.S. coast. Tropical Storm Erin formed in the Atlantic Ocean on Monday, and experts predict it could become a hurricane this week. Meteorologists from AccuWeather are tracking the storm west of the Cape Verde Islands, expecting it could become a hurricane by August 14th and strengthen to a Category 3 by August 16th. Spaghetti models showed Erin could move northward along the U.S. East Coast, and there is a chance it could make landfall or approach the coast. Senior meteorologist Chad Merrill said the storm is likely to remain east of the U.S. coast later in the week, but tides and back currents could increase on the beaches. There is an area of dust and dry air in front of Storm Erin, but as long as it remains in its humid zone, it will continue to strengthen. Significant worsening conditions are expected on East Coast beaches over the coming weekend and early next week, including dangerous waves that could affect Bermuda and parts of the Bahamas. The system, which originally formed as a tropical downpour off the coast of Africa, is moving westward through the warm waters of the Atlantic, favoring its development. The National Hurricane Center, NHC, previously estimated the system has a 90% chance of becoming a hurricane, and now expects Erin to become a hurricane by Friday, when it could reach Florida. The Daily Mail reports Erin is expected to become the first major Atlantic hurricane in 2025. August 18th, Erin is likely to become a hurricane off the southeast coast of the United States. So now is the time to prepare. August 18th, Erin is likely to become a hurricane off the southeast coast of the United States. So now is the time to prepare. According to the latest warning from the National Hurricane Center, Tropical Storm Erin is moving rapidly across the Atlantic Ocean, where it is expected to encounter warm waters and strengthen into a major hurricane. Hurricane Erin was about 820 miles west of the Cape Verde Islands and had maximum sustained winds of about 45 miles per hour. The Miami Hurricane Center reported that Hurricane Erin was moving westward at 23 miles per hour. Erin could become a hurricane on Thursday, August 14th, and reach major hurricane status by Sunday morning, August 17th, according to the Wind Speed Center's forecast. A major hurricane is the term used for a Category 3 or higher cyclone with sustained wind speeds greater than 110 miles per hour. When will Tropical Storm Erin become a hurricane? Forecasters predict that Tropical Storm Erin will strengthen to hurricane status and then to a major hurricane within a few days. The storm is moving in the Atlantic and is forecast to move toward the U.S. However, given the great uncertainty of long-term forecasts, it is too early to tell what impact, if any, Erin will have on the economy. As of 11 a.m. August 12th, the National Hurricane Center forecasts the storm to reach hurricane intensity on Thursday, August 14th, and become a major hurricane on Sunday, August 17th. Wind speeds during hurricanes reach 74 miles per hour or higher, and wind speeds during major hurricanes reach 111 miles per hour or higher. Storm Tracker. Tropical Storm Erin is expected to strengthen to major hurricane status. The storm, which formed near the Cape Verde Islands off the coast of West Africa, is likely to become the first major hurricane in the Atlantic this season, forecasters said. According to AccuWeather.com, Erin is being helped by warm ocean waters and weak wind shear. Tropical Storm Erin is expected to strengthen to major hurricane status. Sea Tracker. A key sign of hurricane activity has peaked. Is a hurricane expected in your state in 2025? Final forecast published. Sharks versus hurricanes? Scientists say predators can help track powerful storms. List of hurricane names for the 2025 Atlantic storm season. As is often the case with Atlantic hurricanes, Erin's path will be primarily determined by the strength of the Bermuda High, a semi-permanent ridge of high pressure that sits over the Atlantic Ocean in the summer. The stronger the Bermuda High, the greater the threat Erin poses to the United States. A weaker Bermuda High is good news. Erin will first move under the influence of northeast trade winds and then move clockwise around a massive Bermuda anticyclone over the central Atlantic, said AccuWeather's lead hurricane expert, Alex De Silva. Erin will bring gusty winds and heavy rain to northern Puerto Rico as it passes northward this weekend, De Silva said in an email. Between 2.5 and 5 centimeters of rain is expected on the north side of the island, but some areas could receive up to 18 centimeters of rain, posing a risk of flash flooding, De Silva added. Wind gusts could reach 128 kilometers per hour, which could also cause some power outages. Tropical Storm Erin continues to move westward across the Atlantic and is expected to develop into a hurricane by the end of the week. While South Florida and the U.S. are not currently in danger of being directly impacted by Hurricane Erin, according to the latest forecast models, residents should not let their guard down. Tropical Storm Erin continues to move westward across the Atlantic and is expected to develop into a hurricane by the end of the week. While South Florida and the U.S. are not currently in danger of being directly impacted by Hurricane Erin, according to the latest forecast models, residents should not let their guard down. We still need to keep a close eye on Erin, and we are approaching the climatological peak of the hurricane season. Now is a good time to make sure your hurricane plan and all necessary supplies are ready, said next weather meteorologist Lisette Gonzalez. Tropical Storm Erin continues to move westward across the Atlantic and is expected to develop into a hurricane by the end of the week, while South Florida and the U.S. are not currently in danger of being directly impacted by Hurricane Erin. According to the latest forecast models, residents should not let their guard down. We still need to keep a close eye on Erin, and we are approaching the climatological peak of the hurricane season. Now is a good time to make sure your hurricane contingency plan and all the necessary supplies are ready, said the next meteorologist, weather Lisette Gonzalez. Tropical Storm Erin's estimated path across the Atlantic. Weather. Tracking Erin in the Atlantic. Erin will continue to move westward across the Atlantic at about 20 miles per hour Wednesday and is expected to shift west-northwest by Thursday evening. It is currently facing some wind shear and drier air. As it moves westward, the storm will move over warmer waters over the next few days, making it the first hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic cyclone season. Likely by Friday, Erin will enter a more favorable strengthening environment this weekend, with warmer waters and weaker wind shear. This could lead to significant strengthening of the system by the weekend. The National Hurricane Center predicts that the hurricane will likely become a major hurricane by Sunday. The latest forecasts show the cone shifting slightly to the west, but most models still show Erin turning north. Early next week, forecast models come to agreement. Forecast models are in agreement in predicting a westward movement over the next few days. The European and U.S. models, GFS, are now converging and agreeing with each other, indicating greater confidence that Erin will shift west-northwest over the weekend. By early next week, both the European and GFS show that Erin is likely to turn by the end of the weekend or early next week. Hurricane Erin may come close enough to the northern Leeward Islands, Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico over the weekend to impact those islands. However, the extent of that impact is still unknown. According to the NHC, there is even more uncertainty about what impacts may occur in the Greater Antilles, Bahamas, U.S. East Coast, and Bermuda next week. The next weather team will continue to follow NHC updates and monitor the latest trends in the models. Now for some tips to prepare for Storm Erin and the hurricane. Take a number of steps to protect yourself and your property. Stock your home with water and food supplies for several days. Prepare emergency lighting. Turn off gas and electricity. Secure lightweight items outside and inside your home. And reinforce windows and doors. In case of danger, follow the instructions of authorities and take shelter in a safe place. Preparing the house, windows and doors. Close and reinforce all windows and doors tightly, covering the panes with strips of paper or tape if necessary to prevent splinters from flying. Balconies and yard. Remove items from balconies and yard that can be carried away by the wind, such as garden furniture, garbage cans, etc. Electricity and gas. Turn off gas and electricity to avoid fire and electric shock. Stockpiles. Make a 2 to 3 day supply of water and food. And prepare emergency lighting, flashlights, candles, first aid kit with medicines and documents. Trees. Trim dry tree branches that could fall on your home during a storm. Insurance. Check your insurance for hurricane damage coverage. Actions during a storm. Indoors. Stay indoors, away from windows and doors. Do not use electrical appliances, especially during the storm. Outdoors. If you find yourself outside, seek shelter in the nearest secure building or basement. Do not stand under trees, billboards, or power lines. By car. If you are in a vehicle, pull over to a safe place and close doors and windows tightly. Do not leave your vehicle during hailstorms. Panic. Stay calm. Do not panic and help others if necessary. After the storm. Do not leave shelter immediately after the storm ends, as wind gusts may reoccur. Use caution and avoid damaged buildings and power lines.